Hey guys, J-Man here for another Spawn comic book review. King Spawn, number 18. I grabbed this cover just because I thought it looked cool. That is the only reason. Okay, we're going to review this Spawn comic like I review all movies and all comic books and all TV shows using my space method that I developed, trademark, hashtag, copyright, I don't know, whatever. Stands for story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 for garbage, 2 for amazing. At the end, you add up all 5 scores, you get a score out of 10 because each one's worth 2. So 2 is the max, 10 out of 10 is the highest you can get. Most comic books, movies, TV shows, this kind of thing should really score between a 5 and a 6. If everything gets a 1, if everything gets a 1 out of 2, that's a 5 out of 10. A 5 out of 10 movie or show or comic is a good show or comic or movie. If it's a movie, you'd watch it. If it's a comic, you'll read it once. That's it. You enjoyed it. You thought it was okay. 5, 6 is kind of your average score. 7, 8, that's this was really good. I really enjoyed this a lot. 9 and 10, obviously that means that you're going to buy it, collect it, maybe read it again, right? The system is developed in order to give comics and movies a fair shake. I'm not reviewing King Spawn and giving it a score based on how good this compares to Alan Moore's Watchmen or Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. That's not how this works. Comics can get higher scores. You can get a lot of 10 out of 10 comics if that comic is true to itself. I'm reviewing King Spawn against itself and other Spawn comics. So Spawn and Wonder Woman are not the same, right? So that's not how it works. If I give a category a perfect score of 2, let's say I give the artistry on this comic, the A for artistry, if I give the artistry 2 out of 2, I am not saying that this is better than Jack Kirby. I'm not saying that this artist is better than Todd McFarlane or, Neil Adams or something. That's not what's happening here. I'm judging it based on itself. You're paying $2.99 for this book. Are you getting a $2.99 value? So that's how we do it. Storyline for King Spawn. I'm going to give the storyline, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 2. So it's a pass. I do like the storyline of King Spawn. It is my weakest out of the 4 Spawn comics, but that's not to say that it's bad. It is good. I just feel that I've started to lose a little bit of what's happening versus something like Spawn or Gunslinger. I'm just like, this feels like an extra comic that we might not need. Like Scorched is cool because you have your team and it's Jessica. Of course, Gunslinger is just my favorite. I absolutely love Gunslinger, the character. He's fantastic. He deserves his own series. This feels like you could just merge this with Spawn. However, it is still an enjoyable story of what's going on here with this Solemn 137, and then these guys, these guys were fighting Spawn. But it doesn't, you could add a lot of this into the regular Spawn comic, so I'm giving it a 1. For the pacing, I'm going to give the pacing on this, I'm probably going to give it a 2, to be honest. I read this pretty fast. I felt that there was a little bit of fighting in the beginning, and then we got into a little bit of story. We had some stuff here with Terry towards the end, which I think went pretty good as well. I don't feel that there's a lot of wasted pages to compare to some of the more modern Marvel comics, even DC. I feel that there's a lot of pages that can be removed and it wouldn't make a difference to the story. I don't think that's the case in King Spawn number 18. So I'm going to give it a perfect score of 2 out of 2. For the artistry, I'm going to give the artistry a 1, which is to say that it's good. I like the art. It's good. So let's take a look at some pages here. I mean, I do like the panel arrangement. So some of the panel arrangements are really nice here in the beginning, and you got one of these doubles. This is like I know Image didn't invent it, but this is like the Image comic style where you'd be like, oh, I got to turn the page and all that. I always thought those were cool. It does get a bit panely afterwards though, and the panels aren't as dynamic as they were in the beginning of the comic, right? So it's standard, it's good. I'm not, dying over it. I'm not like flipping. Like Gunslinger, I think has the best art for me, where like you know, I read Gunslinger and I'm like, oh, I just want to just go flip through and look at the art again, you know. I thought this doesn't have that, but it's still pretty cool. Like that, you know, some good stuff here, right? So it's a 1, it's a pass. So what are we at here? We're at 2, 3, 4, we're at 4. So characters, I'm going to give the characters a 1. Again, I like Spawn. I think for me in this issue, Terry stood out as being really awesome. I think Spawn was just Al was just kind of there. I almost feel like if they wanted to do King Spawn, maybe they should maybe focus more on Terry. I think they're kind of doing that. I just thought he was really kick-ass in this particular issue. So I'm giving him big points for him. Spawn didn't do a heck of a lot, and Marc was kind of in there. And this Jericho guy, like, he was okay. There wasn't anything, like, super interesting going on with the characters, but I do like Terry, and he was good. So I'm going to give this a 1. So we're at 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at a 5. I'm going to give my enjoyment factor. Now, enjoyment is sort of just an intangible. I don't really have to explain myself. I usually, because I buy every Spawn comic and collect it, so I usually think, you know, did I enjoy the comic? Would I recommend it to a friend? Would I buy this issue? Would I collect this series? It's yes to all of that because I am doing that anyways. But I think I'm going to give it a 1.5. Yeah. So what are we at here? We're at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 6.5. So just above average. Average comic is 5, right? So 6.5 is pretty good. So this is approaching, maybe you could, you know, somebody might give it a 7 out of 10 and be like, this was pretty good. I'm very critical on my rating system because, you know, if everything ends up being amazing, you can get a 10. I gave a Gunslinger issue 9 out of 10 not too long ago. I don't remember which one it was now. But yeah, 6.5 out of 10. I think it's very good for this. That means it's above average comic. $2.99 is still the best value you're going to get for a comic book. These are good pages, good quality cover. Todd is really fair with his pricing. Some of these other comics that I'm getting, like DC or Action and Detective and stuff, they're friggin' crazy. They're like super expensive. I'm in Canada, so it ends up this cost me about $4, and the other ones are about $6.50 or something. It's crazy, like where I can almost get 2 of these, right? So I do still think King Spawn and the Spawn titles are the best value out there for comics. So that is it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on King Spawn number 18 or just Spawn in general. If you are new to the channel, I've just checked my analytics before starting this video. 64% of my viewers are not subscribed. Let me know if there's anything I can do to get you to that subscription, get your subscription. I'm doing live streams all the time. We bring people in from the chat to even talk sometimes as well. So we're pretty interactive here. We've got a lot of great content. So if you do enjoy it, give me a like, give me a subscription. I'm trying to get to that 1,000. I've been on YouTube for 10 years. Remember in movies where it says 10 years later? And it's like, that's what's happened, which is crazy. But if not, thank you for watching the video anyway, and I appreciate you guys, and that is it. Until next time.